So it's never going to happen. Um, so Microsoft's been doing kind of a lot of different things lately, and it sounds to me like a lot of people are saying flip flop, and I don't see that at all. I think that what we're looking at now is they're just desperate. They're really desperate to get market share right now because they don't have it. They're not selling. And if they were selling, nothing we're seeing today would be happening. So lifting the paywall behind Netflix and HBO Go and Hulu never would happen if they just didn't have to be competitive. Dropping the Kinect wouldn't happen. Has nothing to do with being pro gamer. Has nothing to do with um, thinking that their old policies were bad. It's just they know it's not selling. They want it to sell. They're trying to sell more. That's it. And it's as simple as that, guys. E3, there's a lot of predictions flying around, and the PlayStation stuff. It's about what you expect. They're going to focus on. I mean, they're on an upswing, right? So they're going to have every reason to just kind of celebrate. They're going to say, "Hey, we're doing better," so they're using that leverage to kind of push Morpheus out. And it appears that from the ground up, the PS4 is designed for Morpheus and vice versa. It's not meant to be an add-on per se, and that's awesome. They're going to be doing demos for a lot of the really cool games that have been either rumored or have been shown, like The Order, or they're rumoring to have playable demos for just about everything, really. And Sony just doesn't have much to lose. Like, they can afford to kind of throw it all out there just to excite people about PlayStation Now and Project Morpheus and everything in between. That's just kind of what they can afford to do. And that's great, but, I worry. It's not that I don't want Sony to be dominant because they get more games. It's that I worry that they're being too much of a monopoly or not enough equality between the two different platforms, because if one platform is too dominant, you run into a lack of diversity in game development. You run into a lack of opportunity for developers. You run into it's just not healthy for the culture, I don't think. I think that when Nintendo and Sega were neck and neck, it was some of the best times. When Sony was vying to be established and recognized when it first came out and going up against Nintendo, that was really cool. And it was the final death knell for Sega. I do not want to see Sony be the only game out in town, because all that hard work that they did to become pro gamer, or remember that they're pro gamer, and all the development ideas that we're getting now, they're going to go away because they can give us whatever they want, not whatever we want. And that kill right there, because it's going to come out of nowhere, and the culture could die. If we want to see the culture and the console market stay alive, we need more competition, not less. And Microsoft has taken strides to try and do that, but it is at the expense of some of the unique ideas that the Xbox One did have. Now it's just trying to be a direct competitor, and that's not what it set out to do in the first place. So they're changing their business plan without changing the hardware. And I mean, even Nintendo's being rumored to be abandoning the Wii prematurely. They're already talking new hardware. So I'm not talking out of my ass here, guys. This is serious stuff. And it would just be really nice to see everybody kind of having to be on an even playing field. And just having a Kinect-less Xbox One, although at face value it looks like that's going to be the case, that ain't it at all. Hang on a second, I gotta get the chat in here. There we go. Sorry about that. So, I mean, E3 is going to be really exciting for gamers everywhere, but the changes Microsoft is making to be closer to what Sony is providing, they got to be really careful that they're not just being perceived as a Me Too company, which is the danger that we face. I'm not an Xbox One guy. I'm not going to be an Xbox One guy. I'm not a fan of Microsoft in general, but I admire Microsoft for putting their neck out there when it came to the Xbox One and having the Kinect. Had it been implemented properly, we could be looking at almost an opposite kind of reaction from Sony with the PS4 camera, which arguably is a better peripheral depending upon what you're going for. But because they're offering the Kinect, you know, they're making it a peripheral. They took it away from being an essential thing that everyone could be dependent upon from a development standpoint. Now it's not everyone's going to have one. It creates the exact same problem that the Kinect had on the Xbox 360, and that's not what we need right now. You know, I would have respected Microsoft more if they stuck to their guns and just found a better way to brand it, a better way to market it, to develop for it, everything in between. But it almost feels like they're abandoning the idea just by virtue of the fact they're just kind of caving to public view rather than taking a really good shot at truly modifying the public view of the device. And it's a shame, because with Project Morpheus coming out and Microsoft being rumored to have virtual reality on its heels, and you would hope that something like the Kinect would be, you know, centralized to that initiative. What does this mean for that? Does this mean that if Project Morpheus doesn't catch on immediately that it's going to go away? You know, I hope not, because it looks really good. So, and I ran right into a grenade. It's not funny. But, I don't know. I worry, you guys. I worry. I always worry. Because I want to see the culture and the market grow, not shrink. Not just in terms of size, but also scope. I mean, there's no reason that we can't have consoles out there that can cater to everyone. That are good for shooters, that are good for broadcasters, that are good for media fans, and everyone in between. There's no reason that can't exist. But I don't see that happening when every new idea is being stifled because of a fear that the market share is not going to be there. Bothers me. That was dumb. That was a lot of work for nothing, right? Kind of like the Kinect. But, you know, you'll have that, I guess. Hello, whoever's watching. I can't see your username. Do you have any concerns about E3 or the consoles coming up? Do you have both consoles, or you're holding back? Where are you with all this? While I wait for your answer, I'm going to try and get some headway in this game, because I'm doing horrible. Really? That's embarrassing. Okay. So you have a PS4, you don't have an Xbox One. I mean, do you have any concerns about, you know, monopolizing the market, about Microsoft becoming too samey with what's going on? I mean, is there anything that you're worried about? Because my concern, again, is that if the Xbox One, then they just kind of clone what Sony's doing with the hardware, in terms of, like, the offering anyway, we're not going to get a really diverse set of games. There's going to be this whole Call of Duty debacle all over again. The same games every year with different skins and everything else, and I don't want to see that anymore. I've been gaming for over 30 years, and it's time for something radical. I should have seen that coming. About time. That's one of the things I was saying before. That I don't really see it as backpedaling, because backpedaling would be implying that they somehow thought those policies were a bad idea and they were caving only in public outcry. This has nothing to do with them wanting to please the consumer for the sake of pleasing the consumer. It has to do with they're not selling worth a damn and they want to sell. So they're just trying to do whatever it's going to take to get Xbox Ones off the shelf. And they think that putting Kinects next to them on the shelf is going to do it. And I don't even know if that's true. I mean, for their sake, I hope it works, but I don't think it's good for the market overall. I think it's going to be just... You're going to have a more... it's going to be a more... what's the word I'm looking for? Like I said, like with the Kinect being guaranteed on every Xbox One, if you were developing for an exclusive for the Xbox One or even something for both systems, you had that possibility of including controls for the PlayStation 4 camera as well as the Kinect, and knowing that there was going to be an install base there. And now that option is gone. I mean, look at a game like War Thunder, which is free to play, but it has some of the best facial tracking of any cam-based game I've ever seen. It's amazing. And it works really well. And it's for something as simple as looking around while you have the controller in your hand and you're playing. You know, maybe with the Kinect not being included now, it just lessens the possibility of that type of development being done, just to save money or because of a worry there's not an install base there. And I don't like that. Like, I worry that this kind of competition is bad for the consumer because it's not allowing... it's just not going to be as diverse a landscape. That's what I worry about. And I know that I'm talking in circles, and I apologize for that.
We have taken objective Bravo.
And again, that's the whole problem. If there were really good games for it, and people were raving about it, this decision may not have gotten made. But now we're not going to get a chance to see that sort of thing, and that's not cool.
Objective Alpha has been neutralized.
Whoa, what is this? Look at this!
Objective Alpha.
That was great. Shit. Fuck. For the PS4 camera, for me, I use it obviously for streaming. It's been really, really cool for that. I enjoy it a lot for that reason. But that's the main reason that I got it, was for the streaming capability. I don't use it for login because, ew. And plus, I'm the only person using my PS4 most of the time. With War Thunder, it's a really cool feature. You know, it's not the be-all, end-all, but it's certainly going to be a component of, like, Project Morpheus and stuff like that. So I kind of knew that was going to be the case. So, that's another reason, part of why I got it. And I got it at launch, and I'm really happy with it. The performance has been great. And I don't know if you watch on YouTube or if you're just kind of perusing.